What can we do? What should we be doing outside of reading this book and getting involved? Because we put ourselves in danger. I got in a lot of trouble, serious trouble with some of my local activism, which I want to tell you about at some point.
I mean, I think you're doing it. You're doing it because you're saying this isn't a book by women for women. You're doing it by saying this is all of our problem, right? And I have, as you say, 2 sons. And I think that anybody who's having a conversation right now that says, you know, I don't want to send my daughter to a college in a state like Idaho, which now apparently you can't get birth control either, in addition to reproductive rights. But your son, sorry to say, my son, who I like to think I've raised to be an upstander, can be on the hook in some states for just driving a partner to a clinic or for trying to procure medication abortion in the mail. And so I guess what I want to say is anyone who thinks this is only about women, like either doesn't know or love a woman or a person, a pregnant person who's had a miscarriage, who has had a pregnancy loss, who has had a non-viable pregnancy that ends with a few minutes of a terrible suffering for a infant that dies. And so I think, like, we all know those people. My husband surprised me when Dobbs came down, Pete, by posting somewhere, I think on Facebook or somewhere, about our miscarriage, which he had never written about. And he just sort of publicly stepped into it and said, this was what it was like to have to get a D&C. And this is what it would be like today in Charlottesville, Virginia, if young Kim gets his way. And so I think this affects all of us. And we have made a terrible mistake in the media by having all women panels talk about Dobbs after it came down. I mean, I think that we really have to do a better job of saying to our male allies, which is why I was so happy to name check Eric Siegel. Like, thank you for showing up for us. But also, even if you don't have daughters, even if you've never had a miscarriage, like, this will affect you in every single way.